Hey everyone. So we're thinking about May, and May is our mission month as a church. So we wanted to interview some of our missionaries and hear about what God's doing for them in this season. And so um, today is the first of those. So welcome, Dave and Robin. And it's really great to have you here in Australia and in this weird time. First of all, I just want to ask you, who are you, what do you do, and how is it part of God's mission in the world?
All right. Well, as you said, we're David and Robin Parry, missionaries with Riverstone Baptist Church. We work in Papua New Guinea with an organization called New Tribes Mission. In Australia, it's called Crossview. And basically our mission's ethos that is to reach the unreached people in Papua New Guinea. So we work with that, supporting that work over there.
Yeah, cool.
So what are the challenges and opportunities, if any, in this COVID-19 season?
Well, the challenges are pretty obvious. That we had to come home here to Australia during this season because of the unsteadiness or instability of PNG and just not sure what was going on. We already had plans to come home for a short period. So while being here, there's the obvious challenges that pretty much everybody's going through, with the difference that we don't have jobs back here. We don't get paid to do anything, which I guess is pretty much like everybody else too, right? Yeah, just being in an environment that isn't our usual home and trying to make it work. Usually these times are filled with visiting with churches, visiting with families, friends, all that. Just developing those relationships of people who are supporting us, praying for us, looking after us while we're on the field. So those that's one of the big challenges, is how are we going to do that and really get the message out there of what the Lord's doing through us in PNG, but without being able to, stand in front of the church or have dinner with people. And then obviously the same thing again that everybody's going through, your homeschooling and all of that sort of stuff all adds to the challenge of going through this coronavirus period.
It has been really hard to be away from family for 8 months, I think it was, and then come back. And we haven't even been able to have dinner with them. We went from quarantine, 2 weeks quarantine. And then a couple days before quarantine was over, the kids are so excited they can finally, go and see the cousins, and I can finally give my sister a hug, and then the isolation rules come in. So that's been really hard not to be able to do that, especially having been away for so long. It's a challenge for everybody, but yeah, it's just one of those things that you're really looking forward to, and then you just can't. So trying to be creative like everybody else in how to be there together without being together.
Rob, when we were just talking earlier before this recording, you mentioned that you were able to still do your supply work while you were here in Australia.
Yeah, so I'm still able to keep track of all the purchases and stuff that I'm doing for the mission. It's actually slowed down a lot. Obviously, I have a lot of containers. Well, not a lot of containers. I have containers in transit that I purchased to come over to PNG, and then all this happened. So I'm still having to work with those companies, trying to figure out, well, what's going to happen now? Are they going to be able to still be sent to PNG? We have one in process in the States that's not being sent, but it's half full. And so we're still kind of juggling all the stuff that was in process, not necessarily making any new purchases until we know what's going to be happening with this. So my work slowed down a little bit, which is really good because I'm having to homeschool the kids at the moment. I don't know that I would have been able to do both. So in some sense, it's worked out really well. But I'm still able to keep track of that work and do that work from here. In fact,
Right.
Having the quicker internet actually makes it a little bit easier as well.
Yeah, that's good. And when you think about your partners, like church partners, what do you need from your church partners right now?
I think the same that most everybody needs right now is just prayer. I mean, everybody's doing it tough, from the pastors all the way down to the, you know, I don't know who, woman who cleans the toilet. You know, everybody is doing it tough. And so I think we just need that same thing as prayer, and we haven't left the field. We haven't left the mission. We're still, our heart is to get back there as soon as we can. It's on hold because of COVID-19, and we don't know what's happening as far as international travel and all that, and when it's going to open up again. But once it does, we'll be heading straight back there and continuing doing our ministries from on the ground as opposed to phone and internet.
What, Lord willing, if the things open up a bit within Australia and churches start to meet again and stuff, we'd love to do the normal get to churches and visit people. So if churches know that that's in our plans, and can be thinking of, okay, well, if we can start having services, then we would love to be able to share at some point with our churches. And yeah.
Well, and aside from that, if it doesn't open up to be big groups like the whole full service, any smaller groups that are getting together, the opportunities to meet with them and talk, or you know, if there's Bible studies out there that are doing a Zoom Bible study, whether we can be in there and talking to people that way. So, I mean, we'll be creative as long as everybody else is. Yeah,
that's it. Well, thanks, guys. It's really great for people to be able to see your faces. We wish it was in different circumstances, but it is what it is, and we are praying for you and wish you God's blessing, and hopefully opportunities will open up. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
Bye.